The Sterling Heights Police Department recently released this remarkable footage showcasing an officer's swift response that turned a potentially tragic situation into a story of hope and heroism. As the officer arrives, he's greeted by a frantic family clutching their 3-week-old baby girl who suddenly stops breathing.
Oh, please! Where's the emergency?
Hold on. Let me see the baby.
With poise and determination, Officer Makiejewski takes the fragile infant into his arms, his training kicking in as he initiates a life-saving intervention.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
With steadfast determination, Officer Makiejewski applies forceful back thrusts directed at dislodging the obstruction in the baby's airway. Finally, in a moment of triumph, the baby expels the blockage and breaks into cries.
He's crying. He's crying. He's okay. He's crying. David 10, baby's crying.
A sound that brings a wave of relief and renewed optimism to everyone in the room. The Gate City Police Department recently released this gripping video, showcasing a heroic act that exemplifies the bond between fellow officers in the line of duty. Officer Jessica McGraw was investigating an accident on Highway 23 when Officer Matthew Stewart joined her. As they conversed, a white car careened out of control from the northbound side, hurtling across the median towards them with alarming speed. In an awe-inspiring act of instinct and courage, Officer Matthew Stewart notices the impending danger in a split second. Without hesitation, he lunges into action, reaching out to grab Officer Jessica McGraw and yanks her out of harm's way. The inevitable impact occurs as the white car collides with the patrol vehicle, sending shards of debris flying in all directions. Witness this extraordinary and terrifying incident captured by the in-car camera of a Stafford Township police vehicle. The video begins by gently panning across the picturesque landscape of Oak Avenue. Little did anyone know, an unforeseen and momentous event was quietly brewing, soon to disrupt the peaceful ambience that had settled over the area. Suddenly, chaos erupts as the house explodes into pieces, sending shockwaves through the neighborhood. The force of the blast left 7 utility workers injured, 2 of them in critical condition. The house, empty and undergoing renovation, is completely demolished. The debris field spreads over a 1/4-mile area, and neighboring homes sustain significant damage. In a daring attempt to stop a man driving a stolen Jeep, the Mentor police embark on a high-stakes pursuit. As the chase unfolds, the potential consequences become apparent. The suspect's reckless driving could have disastrous outcomes, endangering the lives of pedestrians and drivers in oncoming traffic. The tension rises as the officers work tirelessly to prevent any harm. In a heart-pounding climax, the suspect's Jeep pulls off a crazy move, narrowly avoiding disaster. A close call with a pedestrian and an oncoming car, the tension skyrockets as the chase unfolds, adrenaline pumping for all onlookers.
In a car, and he looks like he just crashed into somebody on Lakeshore.
The Jeep crashes into a massive semi-truck, trapping the suspect. Cue the cops swooping in for a movie-style ending to this wild chase. The footage shows a police officer conducting a field sobriety test on a young woman who was not wearing pants, but had a long shirt to cover herself.
I have scoliosis.
Okay, you have scoliosis. All right. So does that mean you can't balance on one leg, or you can?
It depends.
We witness the officer administering a series of field sobriety tests to a young woman who maintains her composure and cooperates throughout the process, despite her lack of pants. It's worth noting that she did not express distress.
I'm going to explain how to do this, all right? You're going to pick whichever foot, doesn't matter, left or right, okay? I want you to raise it 6 to 8 inches off the ground. 6 to 8 inches off the ground is about the length of my flashlight here.
The officer demonstrated respect, friendliness, and professionalism while performing their duties. It's commendable when law enforcement personnel carry out their responsibilities diligently and without crossing boundaries. On April 11th, in the early hours of the morning, a dashcam caught a vehicle speeding recklessly through the streets of 22nd and Bancroft, reaching dangerous speeds. The footage exposes the driver's careless actions, putting themselves and others at significant risk.
I have one not stopping. I'm southbound.
Things took a dangerous turn when an officer signaled the Camaro to stop, activating their lights and siren. Instead of complying, the driver defied orders, accelerating and making a bold southbound turn onto 24th Street. The pursuit intensified, endangering the fleeing driver and other innocent road users. The dashcam documented a chilling moment as the Camaro blatantly ran a red light at the 24th Street and Dove Street intersection.
17 vehicle crash. It's going to be a PI accident, rollover.
The ensuing collision with a pickup truck resulted in minor damage. However, the gravity of the situation became clear when the Camaro slammed into a 48-year-old woman's vehicle and a third car at the junction. The crash's impact was severe, leaving destruction in its wake and highlighting the dire consequences of irresponsible driving. In Woonsocket, South Dakota, 2 police cars equipped with dashboard cameras capture an awe-inspiring sight as they navigate through a storm. Making a routine left turn, they reveal a massive tornado stretching across the sky. The sirens blare as the patrol cars drive along Highway 37, and the officers slow down to witness the tornado's immense power. The video captures the tornado's slow movement across the landscape. In the blink of an eye, the crazy, powerful tornado we were just watching starts to chill out. This once ferocious and fearsome twister begins to do a disappearing act. Its wild strength kind of shrinks away, and before you know it, it's turned into these wispy, floaty clouds. It's like a total transformation right before our eyes. Buckle up for a wild ride as we dive into the heart-pounding events of a recent traffic stop that escalated into a nail-biting pursuit. It's a Tuesday night on the ever-busy Interstate 95 when the scene unfolds. A pickup truck is caught speeding at a whopping 80 miles per hour in a 60 zone. Little do they know, their choice is about to ignite a chain of events that will leave you at the edge of your seat. Instead of cooperating, the driver decides to make a run for it, launching a heart-stopping pursuit that's about to push the limits in an unforeseen twist.
Roll far hot, roll far hot. Where's your ticket? Where you at?
The chase comes to a screeching halt as the pickup truck crashes in a fiery explosion. The intense impact sends shockwaves through the night, leaving us all in awe of the sheer power of the collision. It's a calm August evening in Rapid City, and Jeff Siemens is cruising through town with his wife and stepdaughter en route to Montana. But then, out of nowhere, a life-threatening emergency strikes.
Oh, dear God! Come on, Chris. Oh, please hurry! Oh, dear God!
Back up.
Oh, my God!
Siemens goes into cardiac arrest, sending his loved ones into panic mode. In a matter of minutes, the Rapid City Police Department springs into action. Officer Kathleen Callery rushes to the scene, closely followed by Officer Chris Hunt and Officer Michael Freiberger. Together, they form a united front, ready to face the challenge head-on.
We're going to have to pull him up the hill a little bit more.
These officers waste no time. They jump into action, performing CPR and delivering a crucial AD shock. Their quick thinking and unwavering determination become the lifeline that Jeff Siemens desperately needs. Siemens' condition improves steadily, thanks to the collective efforts of these everyday heroes. Here we have incredible footage that will ignite your curiosity and leave you mesmerized. On April 16th, 2019, a remarkable event unfolded in the skies over Bethany Beach, Delaware. Picture this. It was a serene Tuesday evening on April 16th, 2019. The sun has set, casting a warm glow over the horizon. Suddenly, a brilliant fireball emerges in the sky, leaving a trail of awe in its wake. Eyewitnesses were treated to an unforgettable spectacle as the fireball blazed through the atmosphere, capturing people's attention far and wide. This vigilant officer's dashcam impeccably captured the fireball's incandescent brilliance, tracing its graceful descent toward the distant horizon. Such awe-inspiring sights are a rarity for police officers to capture, and we extend our heartfelt gratitude to Officer Kutz for generously sharing this extraordinary footage. On April 15th, a man being sought in connection with a previous shooting engaged in a dramatic pursuit with the Michigan State Police 5th District fugitive team. The captivating footage from the dashboard camera takes viewers on an exhilarating journey through residential neighborhoods and the lively streets of downtown Kalamazoo. Driving against traffic on Michigan Avenue, the suspect leaves behind a trail of excitement and peril. Despite the inherent dangers, The determined law enforcement officers persistently chased the suspect, driven by their relentless commitment to safeguarding the public. The pursuit reached its climax at the intersection of West Kalamazoo Avenue and North Park Street, where Thrasher's vehicle ultimately crashed. Determined to evade capture, Thrasher made a desperate decision to flee on foot. However, the swift response of the police officers ensured his immediate apprehension, bringing an end to the high-stakes chase. On April 10, 2020, at approximately 6:40 a.m., the police received a call for assistance. They were in pursuit of a black pickup truck driven by Justin Battenfield. The pickup had been recklessly maneuvering through traffic lights and even passing vehicles on the shoulder of US 71. As the pursuit continued, Battenfield's actions became increasingly dangerous. He ignored traffic lights, veered onto the shoulder, and even crossed into oncoming traffic. Trooper Sean Ellis was instructed to halt the pickup immediately. He executed a pit maneuver in an attempt to immobilize the vehicle.
Go on ahead and start EMS.
During the pit maneuver, the troopers' unit made contact with the passenger side of Battenfield's vehicle. Both vehicles left the road, with Battenfield's truck overturning and his vehicle becoming airborne as it passed over his. Regrettably, Justin Battenfield sustained fatal injuries due to the collision, while Trooper Sean Ellis also incurred severe injuries. Here is another heart-pounding footage of high-speed pursuit, quick maneuvers, and an unexpected twist as a GMC Denali trying to outrun the Arkansas State Police. As the chase heated up, the Denali driver began weaving through traffic, making daring left-of-center moves, speeding and slamming the brakes, all in a bid to elude the relentless Arkansas State Police. In a moment of intense action, the trooper executed a tactical vehicle intervention maneuver, causing the Denali to swerve off the road. However, the determined suspect managed to navigate out of the ditch and continued their desperate escape. The pursuit eventually reached a climactic end as the Denali lost control while navigating a curve, crashing into trees and brush. The dust settled, and the chaos subsided, marking the end of an adrenaline-fueled chase. It was a day like any other on the busy streets of Brooklyn until a minivan with police in pursuit took center stage. This officer was at the right place and time, capturing the adrenaline-fueled chase that unfolded before their lens. As the minivan raced through the streets, you could feel the tension in the air. The driver seemed determined to evade capture, making dangerous maneuvers and narrowly avoiding collisions with other vehicles. The chase took a turn for the worse when the minivan, desperate to break free, crashed into several other cars with a heart-stopping impact. Screeching tires and crunching metal filled the air as chaos erupted on the streets of Brooklyn. Just when you thought the drama couldn't escalate further, the minivan's driver made a daring move, attempting to flee on foot. On September 9th, 2022, a trooper in Scott, Arkansas, encountered a stolen vehicle while on speed overtime duty. Let's jump into the details. Upon spotting the stolen SUV, making a sharp turn onto Colonel Maynard Road, the vigilant trooper swiftly sprang into action, initiating a pursuit. Despite the flashing emergency lights and blaring siren, the suspect remained steadfast, refusing to yield and persisting in their course. At this juncture, a decisive maneuver came into play, skillfully executed on Craig Road. The result was a dramatic spin of the suspect's vehicle and an impactful collision with the trooper's steadfastly positioned patrol unit. The pursuit took an unexpected turn when the driver abruptly abandoned the vehicle and disappeared into the nearby woods. Concerned for the well-being of a reported baby in the rear-facing car seat, the trooper swiftly approached Miss Jones and her son to ensure their safety. Thankfully, both mother and child emerged from the incident unharmed, providing a sigh of relief amidst the intense circumstances. In 2012, Yorba Linda, California, witnessed a series of underground electrical vault explosions that not only left a community in the dark, but also showcased the bravery of first responders. As if from a movie, a police officer patrolling the streets captured an astonishing sight on his dash cam. The moment an underground electrical vault exploded, illuminating the night sky and plunging the area into chaos.
Just exploded.
But the story was far from over. As emergency personnel raced to the scene, they faced an escalating nightmare. The initial blast was just the tip of the iceberg, as subsequent explosions rocked the area. Captain David Wolf of the Orange County Fire Authority rushed to the scene, displaying remarkable courage. However, fate had other plans. A blast propelled him nearly 10 feet, leaving him disoriented and injured. The footage reveals the harrowing moments that followed, showcasing the resilience of our brave first responders. In this next video, we bring you a gripping and heart-wrenching story that unfolded on the streets of Sheridan, Arkansas. In this exclusive video, we'll delve into a high-speed police chase that took a tragic turn, leaving a community in shock. The sequence of events unfolded innocently enough when an officer from the Sheridan Police Department initiated a routine traffic stop within the confines of the city. However, to the officer's surprise, the driver behind the wheel adamantly chose not to adhere to their instructions, setting the stage for an intense and captivating pursuit that was about to commence. With each passing moment, the pursuit gained momentum. The suspect completely disregarded human life, driving erratically and endangering others on the road. Due to the ongoing danger posed by the suspect, the officer decided to use intentional intervention to stop the vehicle. The pursuit came to a tragic end when the suspect veered into the officer's lane, losing control and crashing into a roadside ditch. In the Green Sea area, a police car dashboard camera captured a series of events that would forever change the lives of those involved. As the officer chased after the speeding motorcyclist, things got tense real quick. The motorcyclist, fully aware of the risk, thought it to be a good idea to play a game of cat and mouse with the law. But little did he know, his choice was about to come back and bite him big time. The consequences were no joke. It was one of those moments where you just shake your head and wonder what they were thinking. The situation took a turn for the worse, leaving a lasting impact on everyone involved and the community.
County, 1050 to 1050, County, send me EMS and Highway Patrol right here, Olive Drive.
The police officer skillfully closed the distance between them. The sound of sirens blaring filled the air, urging the motorcyclist to reconsider his actions. But he continued accelerating, weaving through traffic, seemingly determined to evade capture. And then, in a split second, the motorcyclist, perhaps sensing the imminent danger, turned his head briefly. But it was too late. The collision was unavoidable. The catastrophic impact sent shockwaves through the scene. We have an extraordinary glimpse into the devastating tornado that struck Newcastle and more. The officer recorded this gripping footage, giving us a unique perspective on the monstrous storm. Chief Norman's reliable dashboard camera springs into action, expertly documenting the initial moments as the tornado passes across the highway gracefully.
Okay, it's getting pretty good size now.
Little did Chief Norman realize that the stage was set for an extraordinary chain of events that would send shockwaves through the area and captivate the attention of all who witnessed this captivating footage. In a matter of mere minutes, the once calm atmosphere takes a dramatic turn as the winds pick up, and a tangible aura of peril fills the air. Demonstrating astute judgment, Chief Norman maintains a cautious distance from the tornado's path. Yet in a swift and almost surreal transformation, the storm rapidly evolves, gathering momentum and power and ultimately morphing into the catastrophic force of nature, an EF5 tornado. The ensuing devastation leaves an indelible mark on the landscape. Get ready for an adrenaline-fueled ride as we dive into the dashcam footage of an electrifying police pursuit in the early hours of Sunday morning. While patrolling the Red Roof Inn parking lot, officers spotted a Chevy Impala with dark tinted windows. To their astonishment, they found a man seemingly asleep in the driver's seat. As the officers approached the vehicle, they saw a rifle on the rear floorboard. They woke the driver, who attempted to conceal a plastic baggie containing a suspicious white substance. In a dangerous turn of events, the driver reversed the car, putting the officers' lives at risk by trying to run them over. The driver fled the scene, leading officers on a wild police chase through the streets of North Charleston. The pursuit involved high speeds and hair-raising near crashes as the suspect attempted to evade capture. After a tireless pursuit, officers managed to detain the suspect when he became tired. Here is an exhilarating police chase that will leave you on the edge of your seat. In this dashcam footage, we witness a daring escape that could only be described as a stroke of luck, quick thinking, and a bit of strategy. It all began with the flash of sirens and the following adrenaline-pumping pursuit. Our dashcam caught every heart-stopping moment as the suspect's vehicle led law enforcement on a high-speed chase through the streets. As the chase continued, the suspect found himself in a stroke of luck at a bustling intersection. He expertly navigated the chaos, leaving a trail of rubber behind. The long burnout allowed him to gain some crucial distance, leaving the pursuing officers momentarily in the dust. Now, here's where the plot thickens. The pursuing officer made a calculated decision to halt at stoplights, ensuring the safety of innocent bystanders and preventing potential collisions. While this slowed down the pursuit, it displayed an unfaltering commitment to public safety. And at the perfect moment, he vanished from view, leaving officers puzzled and the chase in the rearview mirror. This jaw-dropping dashcam footage reveals the moment Horrifying, a band driver, led police on a dangerous chase through the streets of North Manchester. Get a load of this pursuit. Officers in a BMW X5 are in hot pursuit of Koshnar, who's driving like there's no tomorrow. He's pulling off some seriously reckless moves, making it a real challenge for the cops to keep up. We're talking about a stolen Audi here, and Koshnar's no regard for speed limits. The guy's hitting over 70 miles per hour on roads where you're supposed to be going a measly 30 miles per hour. It's like he's got a need for speed that can't be tamed. Hold on tight, because this chase is about to get wild. In a truly astonishing twist, the unfolding pursuit takes an unexpected and jolting detour as Koshnar's trajectory ends abruptly in a collision with a tree and a set of railings.
Vehicle crashed.
The impact inflicts significant damage upon the stolen Audi, a stark testament to the intensity of the crash. Yet, defying all odds, Koshnar emerges from the wreckage remarkably unscathed, showcasing an astonishing stroke of luck amidst the chaos. Our next video takes us to Minneapolis, where a routine morning became chaotic as a reckless driver attempted to escape from law enforcement. The events unfolded on Highway 100 in Robbinsdale, where the driver's actions caught the attention of the vigilant police. As the pursuit began, tensions escalated rapidly, culminating in a tragic crash near the intersection of 42nd Avenue North and Regents Avenue. The impact of the collision left a lasting mark on the scene, leaving behind a trail of destruction and heartache. In a harrowing turn of events, the fleeing driver violently collided with a school bus from behind, carrying 22 innocent children. The impact of the crash was devastating, leaving a trail of chaos and heartache in its wake. Emergency crews swiftly arrived at the scene, responding to the distress calls and attending to the injured. The aftermath of the collision was truly heart-wrenching, with 7 children on the school bus reporting injuries. In Ferndale, Michigan, a woman seizes an opportunity and takes off in an unoccupied police car. What follows is an adrenaline-fueled chase captured on the dashcam video. The dashcam footage reveals the heart-pounding pursuit as Hawkins speeds through the streets, reaching up to 100 miles per hour. She fearlessly maneuvers through traffic, even going against the traffic flow at times, narrowly avoiding collisions with other vehicles. In a riveting crescendo, the relentless chase reaches a heart-stopping conclusion as Hawkins collides with another vehicle, propelled by a breathtaking speed of 83 miles per hour. The impact is nothing short of astonishing. In a true miracle, Hawkins and the other driver emerged from the collision with an incredible stroke of luck, neither sustaining serious injuries despite the staggering force of the crash. Next, we bring you a deeply tragic story that underscores the devastating consequences that can arise from a police pursuit. The pursuit began in Troy and extended north towards Huber Heights. As officers pursued the suspect, 19-year-old Jalen Alexander, with outstanding warrants, including charges of felonious assault and child endangerment, raising concerns about the safety of the community. The pursuit concluded in a devastating and heart-wrenching tragedy, casting a dark shadow as it claimed the lives of 2 individuals and inflicted injuries upon 2 others.
431. I need medic.
Swiftly, officers arrived at the scene to gauge the gravity of the situation. Despite the rapid and valiant efforts of emergency personnel, the injuries sustained by those involved proved too severe. At number 5, we have a story of courage and determination from Norman Police Sergeant Robert Scott. While driving back to headquarters, Sergeant Scott found himself caught in a severe thunderstorm with a tornado looming in the distance. As Sergeant Scott continued to drive through the storm, the rain grew stronger and visibility decreased rapidly. Despite his best efforts to navigate through the storm, the intensity of the downpour forced him to stop his vehicle and wait for it to subside.
Does not mean that it has gone away. They try to weaken it, but it's likely still on the ground as it's going through the Norman campus right now across I-35.
Sergeant Scott's decision to pull over was a wise one, as the severity of the storm was becoming increasingly dangerous.
Yeah, let's go back to David. David, what do you got? All right, Mike, go ahead down Highway 9. I'm headed east out here, working back to my north, and I cannot see anything except...
As Sergeant Scott waited in his parked car for the storm to subside, the tornado suddenly came dangerously close to his location. But out of nowhere, that tornado decides to drop by for a surprise visit, getting way too close for comfort. And guess what? Our trusty dashcam caught the whole nail-biting moment when debris and those ominous storm clouds practically high-fived his car. Talk about nature's power move, unpredictable and mind-blowing. In this jaw-dropping footage, captured on July 2nd, 2023, we witness a high-speed police chase that ended in a catastrophic wreck. The scenes depict the intense moments leading up to the crash. There were skid marks from the vehicle tires on the road, and the car went airborne after hitting the concrete center divider. The pursuing police vehicles diligently try to keep up, their sirens blaring through the night.
Whoa, the moon. Oh my gosh. The car. Watch.
That's the lights.
And there it is, a heart-stopping moment as the suspect's car collides with the concrete center divider, launching the vehicle into the air like something out of an action movie. It slams into that concrete center divider with a heart-stopping thud, sending shockwaves through the scene. You can practically feel the raw force of the impact just by looking at the wreckage it leaves behind. Unbelievable. It was a seemingly ordinary day in Newnan, but the calm was shattered when a woman, later identified as Rose Becker, triggered a high-speed police chase that sent shockwaves through the city. The chase took an alarming turn when Becker raced through a school zone while students were making their way home. At a staggering speed of 70 miles per hour, she weaved through the streets, with officers in hot pursuit.
Back off, and we'll hit him.
Striving to bring the dramatic chase to an end. Speeds escalated to a jaw-dropping 90 miles per hour, setting the stage for a showdown of epic proportions. The chase reached its thrilling climax when authorities finally cornered Becker off Fisher Road.
1050. We're not done though.
In a synchronized move, they surrounded her vehicle, promptly placing her under arrest. A search of her car uncovered a startling discovery, possible cocaine and marijuana, adding another layer of complexity to the unfolding drama. This dashcam footage takes us to the heart of Harlan, Indiana, where a relentless tornado wreaked havoc and destruction. Brace yourselves as we recount the incredible scenes captured by a vigilant police officer's dashcam in a stunning display of nature's might. A police officer's dashcam captured the terrifying sight of a tornado as it swept through Harlan, Indiana. The sky darkened, and chaos unfolded as the tornado left a path of destruction in its wake. Winds howled and debris flew. The police officer's dashcam recorded every heart-stopping moment of the tornado's path of destruction. Trees were torn and uprooted, and the very fabric of the town seemed to tremble before nature's unrelenting might. Next is dashcam footage that captured the tragic chain of events within minutes after a sheriff's deputy attempted to make a routine traffic stop. In this dashcam footage, a police officer spots a speeding vehicle and immediately initiates a routine traffic stop.
We're still moving. There's a tag on it. I see a portage car in the lot with me here.
The situation takes an unexpected turn as the driver pulls into a shopping center parking lot and momentarily exits her vehicle. Despite the officer's repeated commands to return to her car, The driver displays defiance and refuses to comply. Tensions rise as she re-enters her vehicle and abruptly drives away, leaving the officer in pursuit. Just 2 minutes into the pursuit, the officer arrives at the scene of a horrific crash involving the suspect's heavily damaged car. Tragically, the impact was severe, leading to the ejection of the driver, who was pronounced dead at the scene. The footage serves as a stark reminder of the dangers and consequences that can arise from high-speed pursuits.